Welcome back to Bleepin Performance, and today we are working on the DadLac. First thing we want to do here today on Bleepin Performance, I would love to introduce our co-host. This is Rich. He's going to be joining us from now on, helping out with the channel. Rich, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm from the Midwest. Me and Tim grew up together. We do a lot. We've done a lot of things together. And I got into cars at a really young age, just like Tim did. Dad used to take me to car shows and stuff like that. And I went to school for it. I'm an SIU grad. And then I came back and started working on my own projects. And right now I got a 2010 Dodge Challenger that's in the works. And it's turned out to be a pretty sweet project. I'm looking forward to going ahead and working with you and kind of showing off what I got going on. And I'm definitely looking forward to working on the DadLac with you today, man. It's going to be a good deal.
Yeah, we look forward to bringing that Dodge Challenger content along with the DadLac and Race Car Mazda 3 stuff. And we're just going to keep adding more as time goes on. So stay tuned.
Yeah, it's going to be great.
Awesome. All right, so what we're doing today on the DadLac, we've had an intermittent P0017 code. The description on that code is exhaust camshaft timing implausible. We had the car at the Cadillac dealer to look at this code, and they recommended replacing the Bank 2 VVT solenoid for the exhaust cam. They believe that the filter screen on that is clogged. This is that part right here. There are 4 of these in the engine. This little filter screen here, there's very tiny little holes you're not going to be able to see on camera, and they get clogged up with debris. Kind of just poking Richard in the face there with that. So we elected to replace all 4 of them, so that's what we're going to be doing today. These were about $38 a piece, very inexpensive, and as you'll see today, very simple to change. Along with this, they did recommend also replacing our camshaft position sensor. These will read using magnets where in time each camshaft is in relation to the crankshaft's position. And
it uses like a small amount of voltage, and then there's little groove teeth that are actually on the end of it. And then it reads the gap position in between each section of metal. So when it's hitting the piece of metal, it's grounding out and reading the sensor. And then when it hits that open spot, it's in an open loop. So it's basically, that's how it kind of works. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and start that off here real quick pretty soon here. Yep. And yeah, Tim elected to go ahead and change out all 4 of them, man, which is actually probably, like, it's inexpensive. And it's actually
together for all the parts, all 4 camshaft sensors and all 4 VVT actuators was only $200 in parts.
That's not bad. Like, in all actuality, considering like how advanced and all the technology in comparison, like where we were at, like, 40, 50 years ago with like just carburetors and distributors. And in the long-term sense, it's actually very inexpensive, especially with the amount of power and the technology that's behind this vehicle.
Yeah, so. Especially, we are planning on going after big power. And speaking of big power, that brings me into what I'm really excited about with this episode. When we are done fixing the DadLac, we are going to attempt to break the stock quarter-mile record.
Let's do it!
Yeah, let's go fucking fast. That's the plan.
Exactly.
So, with that, I want to bring up our draggy video. For those of you that have been following the Facebook page, you would have seen this. Not on YouTube, we haven't posted it there, but we did a little testing a few weeks back, and we ran a 13.4 at 109 miles an hour.
Which is pretty stinking impressive, I have to admit. And like, if we can actually just build off of this, just to make the car even smoother and, adjust a few things, minor things, like, you guys would be surprised on like how much we can actually adjust a car just by doing minor stuff like, you know, letting out a little air in the tire, or going ahead and switching up like a few sensors, or probably putting like a light tune on it, it can make a huge difference.
Yep. And what we're doing today, so just to backtrack slightly, when I ran that 13.4 at 109, the check engine light was on with this timing code. So that alone is going to pull some power out of the engine.
For sure.
Just for safety purposes. And then it was also only 25 degrees outside. It's
cold.
Slightly cold. Not the best for traction.
And definitely with the salt on the ground too, that doesn't help me.
Exactly. That Midwest salty roads. It could have had a salty tune and it was not going anywhere.
Definitely.
so all of these things had the deck stacked against us on that run, and it was still pretty impressive in my opinion to run that. So today what we're going to be doing, we're going to fix that check engine light. It's a little bit warmer today. We're I believe about 42 degrees last time I checked.
Yep.
Still pretty cold. Still not the greatest for traction.
Correct. But at least there's no salt on the road.
No salt. No salt. Yeah, it is a clear road today. We may even do a tiny little burnout to get a little heat in the tires.
Just a little
today.
bit. We got to get a little warm.
We didn't do a burnout at all last time because it wasn't going to do anything at 25 degrees.
You're going to freeze your butt off. Is exactly what you're going to do. And it's like, basically, if anybody knows anything about like temperature and how tire reacts, when it's cold, it's like dropping, like it's like trying to rub concrete against concrete. It just doesn't work. And the colder it is, the harder that rubber becomes. Like if you ever gone ahead and stuck like old science projects like back in the day, you'd have dry ice in there and you had a rubber balloon. You stick the rubber balloon in the dry ice and it just shrivels up and gets hard and brittle and stuff like that. It's kind of the same kind of concept until you get some like serious heat in the tires. That's why.
Back when you get in the pool.
But like in some cases though, like you guys look at like drag cars and stuff like that. That's like my biggest background. I love the drag race. I know Tim's a big drag racer too, and he loves doing rally.
Look at all the trophies.
And that's how you get heat in the tire. But when it's colder like this, you can put heat in the tire, but it's really hard to maintain that heat.
Especially in an all-season tire that we're running right now.
Correct.
It's going to dissipate that heat so quickly and come right back down to ambient temperature. There was no chance at 25 degrees to actually get that tire hot. Even today, with it being this cold, we're probably not going to get much temperature out of it, but we are going to try and drop the tire pressure a little bit to see if we can spread the load out on the tire a little more. Hopefully that maybe helps it hook up a little bit better. We are still running the all-season tires, so even if we don't break the record today, we still have the opportunity to put a stickier summer tire on it. We're not going to go drag radial. We're not going to do a slick. To set that stock record, we want no asterisks there. We want to run a street tire. So that is my goal before we start putting all the mods to the car. If you follow the Facebook page, you know we've got all the parts for our custom exhaust. We've got our Rennick downpipes. Our Rennick intake is supposed to be here this month. This car is going to build power real fast. And just a little secret that we're going to release today, I got the HP Tuners dongle yesterday, so that Schmitty tune is coming soon.
Oh yeah, buddy. So we're basically going to turn this DadLac into a rocket lac, to be honest with you, and make it look like it's an everyday driver going down the road.
Oh yeah.
And that's what in my book, man, that's like what I would call sleeper status, man. And that's kind of like what me and Tim are kind of like on the same page on that. Like I may run like a Challenger, but to be honest with you, I'm going to be debadging it, and it's going to look like a totally different monster.
Put some V6 bumpers on it.
Yeah, exactly. Put some SXT6, like all you guys on YouTube out there have been doing with your V6 Challengers and Chargers, which is more power to you, man. Do your thing and enjoy it. But yeah, no, I'm really looking forward to this, and especially working on the DadLac today. So we'll get this bad boy in here in a little bit, and we'll see you soon. Time to work on the DadLac.
All right, we've got the DadLac here in the garage. We're going to start taking things apart to get these solenoids and sensors switched out.
Sounds good to me. I'm ready to rock and roll. You guys ready to rock and roll? We did a little wardrobe change. You know, I didn't want to get my my nice Summit shirt all dirty, so But let's get at it, man. We're going to go ahead and change out both sensors right now. There's a little bit of extra stuff that you have to do for the other ones. You have to take out this intake manifold and stuff like that, which we're going to show a little bit closer up deal. I'm probably going to go ahead and jump behind the camera a little bit, let Tim kind of explain, and I'll kind of bop back and forth as we go along. Sound good? All right, let's get at it. Let's do it, buddy. All right.
All right, so we're down here in our engine bay. We've got the tools we're going to need for this job. Got a 8mm socket, a 10mm socket, 3/8 ratchet, and just a short extension. Really, this isn't as long as you need. You can go shorter. I just wanted one with a knurled end on it so that I can
a little quicker and easier on the fingers.
Taking some of the bolts off once they get to a loose point, because they will get there pretty quickly. So we're going to start by taking off this center section of the intake that goes to the right bank turbo. That's going to free up all the front space that we need to get to the solenoids and sensors. All right, so we're going to start with this left bank. It's a lot easier to get to everything over here. We've got camshaft sensor here, our intake solenoid right here, and exhaust at the bottom here. So we're going to take off those 4 connectors, 1 bolt each, and that'll be done.
All right, let's get at it. Tough one, huh, Tim?
Yeah. I make it look easy. I'm not a doctor. I just play one on TV. All right, so now we've got our engine cover out of the way, so we're going to pull off these connectors. Very pre-loosen them, that way you don't have to see us fight because we're both weaklings. Just kidding, just me. Pop that guy off, that guy off, that guy off, and that guy off. Yeah, I'm special like that.
Job.
Need a shorter extension. Way too long. Okay. I'm hitting the cowl.
All right, we got to get a little bit shorter of an extension.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at see what Timmy's got in his drawer of goodies. Oh yeah, him and I both like Snap-on. We're Snap-on guys. I don't know about y'all, but
that pearl blue sexiness.
Oh yes, most definitely some pearl blue sexiness. All right, we got a shorter extension.
Yes, we do.
Beautiful.
I don't know if I cranked this one loose. I did not.
Got it in there?
Yeah.
Good deal. So we typically what we like to do is we like to loosen things up and kind of unscrew them by hand, because we're doing a lot of aluminum and some other casting parts and things of that nature. It's a lot smarter and a lot easier just to go ahead and break stuff free and kind of loosen by hand or taking off your ratchet, because you may, cross thread or accidentally strip something when you're trying to take it off or put it in. So that's what we're kind of doing over here. As you can see, Tim is just slowly loosening up this guy, and he's got all the bolts loose and he's undoing them by hand. He's going to toss them up top there so they're clear out of the way.
And doing it this way, I can feel that each thread is good. It doesn't have anything messed up. There's nothing dirty in there that's causing it to hang up. And we want to make sure that it stays that way, so that this engine lasts a long time.
Yep, I totally agree.
Without having to chase threads.
Yep, that is never fun. All right.
And we can pull out our first camshaft sensor. Give that guy a little twist and tug. And see just a little bit of oil on it. Absolutely normal to have that. Otherwise, the only way to know that this is actually bad is to do some testing with a ohm meter on here, and you're checking for an open circuit. I'd have to look up the exact specs for what we're looking for, but we're not going to test these. We know we're going to replace all 4 of them anyway.
Good deal.
Next, we're going to pull out, we'll do our intake VVT, which which is real tight in there.
Sorry, Tim. Let me get this out of the way for you, buddy.
Yeah, you're good. Wow, that is real tight. Maybe I can do the exhaust.
And as you can tell, it can be a little bit difficult sometimes, especially when they've been in there for quite a while. And if they're still the originals, you know, the factories put them in. So nothing from the factory ever goes in. It goes in smooth, but trying to get it out to make repairs can be kind of a pain in the neck. You can tell here Tim's having a little bit of a rough time. Yeah, just got to give it a little wiggle, and if you don't want to let go.
Might have to refer to the manual and see if there was something that I am missing here, but I don't think so.
Those are just suction cupped in there by a ring, aren't they?
Yeah, it's just, they're real tight.
There we go. Bullseye.
Yeah, we got a little bit of oil in there. Grab our new one. Get in there before we lose too much oil. There we go.
There we go. That bad boy's back in there.
Oh
And
God,
dang, Tim's quick as heck with that. Look, you got that out in just a couple seconds.
Nobody knows how quick I am like my wife.
All right.
Took a good yank, but we got it.
Yeah, we did.
And I'm not even British.
Man, Tim is something else, isn't he? But man, I've known this guy forever. He's a good dude, and if you can't have fun, what's the point in living, right?
I'm practically a carton of eggs because I got yolks.
All right, now we got the other cam sensor out.
Yep, we got both of our cam
sensors out.
And we're gonna give our last timing solenoid a good yank so we can get this one out. Let's see if we can get that O-ring to let go. Oh, might have to go in there with a pick just to
get it out. Can you wiggle it a little bit or no?
There's not much. You can go like a millimeter left or right. You can kind of hook your finger around the connector, but then it just digs into you.
Yeah.
I might even be able to get a small pry bar behind here. On the,
Yeah,
where
if you
the
got a
bolt goes.
little one, yeah.
Yeah, I do.
Well, just let everybody know, this is not a perfect deal. Like, we're not trying to sugarcoat anything here. This is the stuff you guys are going to run into, where things get snagged up, things get kind of, you know, goofy in a sense, and it becomes more difficult. So just keep that in mind. Make sure you have the right tools to do the job. Nothing in automotive world is simple or easy. If it'd be simple and easy, everybody could do it. And as you can tell, Tim's trying to go ahead and just gently work this out. You don't want to go ahead and yank on this thing or knock something up against something or cause, you know, some impactful stuff. Oh, there we go. He popped it. Little bit of pry. A little bit of pry and
not on the connector. You want to make sure you're doing it on the spot, the little tab where the bolt goes through. You can pry on that gently, but you do want to be careful so that you don't scratch the block at all and you don't damage any of these flattened surfaces where bolts go in, just because it can cause issues.
Yep, most definitely.
Before I pull that fully out, I'm going to grab another.
I was going to say, so we don't lose too much oil there. He's getting it out right now.
I'm whipping it out.
Hey-o. So he's got genuine AC Delco parts over there, no aftermarket stuff.
Yep, we went factory for this. Generally, when it comes to sensors and solenoids and stuff like that, you want to stick with factory stuff. If you're going high performance, really with sensors, still stick with factory stuff. You can go aftermarket when it comes to upgraded spark plugs, but stuff like this, Don't mess with aftermarket. Stick with OE reliability.
Sounds good. I'll get that other bad boy put in there. Oh, look at the difference on that, man. Like, he's dropping oil everywhere and he just yeeted it. Which is all right. Got to do what we got to do here. He's got that in. He's lined up. And now we're going to put these bolts back in and button this up. And then we still got the other couple of cam sensors we're going to go ahead and put in here.
Yep, and those will be real quick.
Yeah, and those are pretty quick and painless. Tim's going to grab those real fast. Oh, he's got to wipe all the oily stuff.
That I got on everything.
Oh, yes. I love it when you use the oil there, Tim. You know, it's
Watch me rub this out.
Oh, daddy.
Yeah.
Hey, sorry again. I know we're contacts a little bit out in left field, but you know, that's what we like to do. We like to have fun, and you can't have fun and work on cars. If you can't have fun and work on cars, you shouldn't be working on cars, because if you take it too serious, you're going to get frustrated and annoyed really, really quick. Right, buddy?
Yes, absolutely.
I know I'm kind of like behind the scenes right now, but I'm just kind of giving him a hand here and letting him do his thing. So we'll get these two cam sensors in, and then we'll catch up with you when we get the other sets out and put back in. And we're gonna go ahead and hit this up on the draggy in a little bit. Right, Tim?
Absolutely, can't wait for that.
Heck yeah, me too, man. It's gonna be a good deal. So we got that one cam sensor in there. Just slides right in. Make sure you line up your holes good, and it's pressed in. There we go. It's got that pressed in. And now for the other one right there.
Connector out of the way so y'all can see it there. And
slide that in, press it in. It's probably a little difficult.
Yeah, that
you're supposed to spit on it, dude. Come on.
You'll hear the O-ring pop as soon as it seats.
There you go. I don't know if you guys heard that at all, but it makes like just the gentlest little pop sound. It's that little O-ring that sits along that sensor, and it sits like in a cup section within the block there, and holds everything in place. And you see why we will go ahead and put things in thread in by hand and not just with an impact, because that one bolt did not go in very smooth.
There we go.
And it was in the wrong slot. You'd be surprised on like how specific sometimes bolts are for specific holes, especially on these newer cars. It's not like the old days where you can just swap out a bolt, you know, a 3/4 inch bolt for a 3/4 inch bolt. You got to kind of line stuff up and make sure everything's going in smooth. See, we're running into a little bit of a snag.
It's getting in a couple 5-6 threads and then stopping. I don't know why. Everything looks good on the bolt side. It came out smoothly.
May have just had a little bit of a rough spot.
Oh, yeah,
there we go. See? That's why we put in things by hand, guys. We don't go ahead and sit there and just hit it with a gun and everything.
Yep, and we just run it all the way down as far as we can by hand, and then we're just going to grab our ratchet. We're going to hold it as close to the head as possible to do our tightening, because these do not need very much torque at all.
Yep. Is what we would call is just like finger tight.
Yeah, or German, Guden tight.
Guden tight. Yep, you got it.
All right, and that's it. Now we just got to plug them in.
All right, we'll plug them all in. Another big thing to keep in mind, guys, that's actually putting that lock in. See how we put that lock back in? Because you don't want them to vibrate free. I can't speak English now. Yeah, we don't want those coming loose or popping out for any reason. We want those all in nice and tight and secure. All right?
All right, on to the next.
On to the next stuff. See you soon.
All right, so got all the parts in. Got our coolant bled. When we did that passenger side, we did have to take off our upper coolant hose, as well as both of the coolant hoses going into the intercooler brick. Got the intercooler bled, both cold, and then again after we got everything hot and the rest of the coolant system full. We do have a switch wired up right by Richard's hand there for our intercooler pump. Makes the situation of doing this job significantly easier, and without that,
highly recommend it.
Yeah,
Highly recommend installing that switch. Definitely, because then Tim went ahead and made up a nice little bracket piece for, like, you know, like the bleeder system that you can purchase over like AutoZone or any parts store. You go ahead and do like bleeder systems.
Tap Out Tuning carries it as well. I made one myself, though it's much cheaper doing it that way.
Yeah, and it worked out great. We literally went ahead and filled up the reservoir, bled that all through, and then we also bled the intercooler first, and then just kind of things. Another cool little trick that my father taught me from like old school cars that kind of facilitate the air pockets to actually get caught up in, like, you know, in the block and also in the hose and within the radiator. Just grab that upper radiator hose and give it a gentle squeeze. Don't like smash the snot out of it. You just want to give it a gentle squeeze just to get whatever extra little air pockets that are caught up in there out. And it's worked out really well. Topped off the system. We took it for a little spin, and then we came back again, especially with these Cadillacs that Tim was mentioning to me, that we got to kind of like do things. You got to kind of let it warm up, get up to full temp and run it, because it doesn't get up to full temp while it's just idling there.
Yeah.
We came back, ran it, and then we went ahead and bled the intercooler system again just one last time, and sure as heck there was one big air gap that was in there and when we popped it, but it worked out really well. So
now we're gonna go do our draggy run and see if we can get close to or break the record.
Heck yeah, dude, let's do this.
Let's do it.
Well, we worked on the DadLac, got things situated, had a couple little bumps here. We actually had to, we brought down the PSI on the tires. We brought it down at 25, but it wouldn't let them out of traction control.
Yeah, the Cadillac V-Sport, if you go below 32 PSI, it will not let you turn off traction control. I'm sure that's something the tuner can fix, but being that we're trying to set that stock quarter-mile record, which we came very close.
Stupid close.
Yeah,
I
don't remember if I mentioned it earlier on in the video or not, but the stock quarter-mile record for the CTS V-Sport is a 12.667 at 110 miles an hour.
Which is impressive, not gonna lie, that's really impressive.
We did out mile an hour.
Yeah.
2.25 miles an hour faster, so we're definitely making way more power. On a stickier tire, hell, even
definitely
a little bit warmer day.
Yeah, like probably because
it's 37 degrees.
Exactly. It was only like 37 degrees. Wasn't that warm, man. Like, I think if we had at least like a little bit warmer temperatures, I'm thinking like probably like mid 50s.
Mid 50s. We're going.
It'll hit it for
we got
sure.
a 12.5 in it. Like, it's hot out the back.
Oh yeah.
That thing was cooking. Like, I felt it before I even saw the tire.
Yeah, we had a great burnout, great burnout. Got those tires nice and sticky, man. And dude, it hooked all the way through. And then I'm sitting behind them, kind of watching things go. And man, that car unloads in second gear like nobody's business, man.
Yes,
and
it does.
It just rocks. It's a sweet caddy, dude.
Yeah.
And congratulations, man. That was awesome, dude.
We're gonna try for this again before we put some mods on it. Like, I want this record before this car gets tuned up, because we're too close to let it go.
Oh, I agree, fully agree, dude. Like, it's like literally right there, ready to rock and roll. We just need a little bit of weather change, and
Absolutely.
32 PSI is like the magic number, man. Like,
Absolutely.
But yeah, man. Thanks again, Tim. This is awesome, man. I can't wait to do this again with you, brother.
Yeah.
And you stay tuned, all right?
Yeah.
Bleepin Performance.
Don't forget to go fucking fast. Don't forget to visit our Sazzle store, like and subscribe on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram for all of our content. We constantly have stuff going on, not just these videos. We just did a giveaway. Congratulations to Elise Christine for winning our grand prize. We're sending out your sunglasses very soon here, and then we do need our second place prize winner to reach out to us so that we know where to send his sticker pack. Luke Stevens, reach out to us so that we can send you your stickers that you won.
Awesome. Well, Tim, I hate to wrap it up, man, but we both got work tomorrow.
Yes, we do.
And
yes, we do. We put in work tonight, but we are
we definitely did, and it was
money tomorrow.
correct, and it was worth it, man. So stay tuned. I can't wait to see you guys again, and I can't wait to do this again with you, Tim. It's been a real pleasure, man.
Absolutely.
And I'm looking forward to all the future and stuff like that. We got a lot in store for this channel, and dude, the sky's the limit, man. And if you guys have like any other commentary or things you guys want to add on, please drop us a message on Bleepin Performance, and I'm sure we can make something happen. Thanks, guys. Have a good one.
Don't forget to go fast.